A massive GameFreak data leak in late 2024 gave us an unprecedented look into Pokemon's development process. One of the most fascinating finds, early character sheets for many characters, revealing their original backstories, personalities, and designs. Since the initial leak, I've wanted to go through and highlight all this never-before-seen cut character lore, and today I'll be continuing my video series where we look at the development versions of various Pokemon characters and how they changed and evolved up to the final release. Today's character is one of my personal favorites, Drayden, the Dragon-type master of Generation 5. He's a certified badass that works as the mayor of Opaloosa City, and in Pokemon Black operates as the town's gym leader. Underneath his fearsome but awesome exterior, he's a very principled and dedicated leader. He's one of the few characters that wants to take the fight directly to Team Plasma, and when his town is threatened, he doesn't hesitate to deal justice where it's due. To me, he's undeniably awesome, but was he always planned to be this badass? Well, let's peel back the layers of the character sheets and see what could have been. One quick note before we jump into the cut lore. The TeraLeak contains 4 drafts of each character's character sheet, documenting changes throughout development. While revisions after the first draft are pretty minimal, we'll still examine each one to see how the characters evolved. It's also important to remember that the final drafts of each character sheet found in the TeraLeak don't always match the final versions of the characters seen in the official games. Interestingly enough, Drayden doesn't actually have a first draft character sheet like all the other Unova gym leaders. This is because originally he wasn't planned to be a character at all, and instead Skyla, at this point in development, would have been the sole gym leader of Opaloosa City. It's unknown when the change to have 2 different gym leaders that corresponded to whichever version of the game you play was made, but based on the other character sheets, it seems that when they changed it so that Iris was Opaloosa's gym leader instead of Skyla, Drayden was created as well. Our first real look at Drayden comes in Draft 2. In this draft, Drayden is 69 years old, the mayor of Opaloosa City, lives alone but has a grandchild that visits often, and is described as gentlemanly but with a stubborn and nihilistic streak. When he was younger, he was a reckless member of a roughneck gang. During a clash with a rival gang, he nearly got killed, but was saved by an intervening police officer who unfortunately would later die from the injuries he sustained during Drayden's rescue. This event would prove to be a major catalyst for Drayden and cause him to reform. From then on, he pursued education and climbed up the political ladder, becoming a councilman and then later the mayor of Opaloosa, all driven by a desire to eliminate violence from the city. By the present day, he's mostly succeeded in his goal, and Opaloosa has become a thriving metropolis. Now that he's old and weary, he's been contemplating and looking back on his life, and he's currently focused on finding a successor to carry on his legacy. Design-wise, this early Drayden was envisioned quite a bit differently. He had a mustache, a receding hairline with white hair, wore a frock coat, and carried a cane with a dragon design. The inspirations listed were the Austrian conductor Herbert von Karajan and German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, hinting at a more refined, perhaps melancholic, intellectual type despite his rough past. Like with the other character sheets, the 3rd and 4th drafts are identical. In them, Drayden has a slightly different backstory, and his past as a gang member is completely removed. He now comes from a prestigious family and was a genius student from a young age, which is further supported by his new stated interest of reading history books. Similar to the last draft, he climbed the ranks of political positions and became the mayor of Opaloosa, and is currently looking for a worthy successor in his old age. He's been trying to approach Iris about taking up the mantle, but she's weary of the responsibility. This draft also adds in more of a focus on Drayden's imposing stature and overwhelming physical strength. A new inspiration is added to his appearance, Hulk Hogan, brother! And his character is now described as incredibly strong, with him previously having been a wrestling champion. Nowadays, he doesn't like physical exertion, but he still regularly trains with his Pokemon, even though he rarely gets a chance to battle due to his busy schedule. And that's all the cut lore we have for Drayden. It's honestly pretty cool to see such a fleshed out backstory and history for the character, especially when in the final games we don't really see much of this come through. Much like with the other character sheets, nothing in Drayden's cut lore really contradicts any of his official lore, so you can always think of this as a fun headcanon until any further official details on his backstory are revealed. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.